Hey y'all, Trenton Moore back here again. And let me check the time. Let me, yeah. So currently, according to my watch, it's actually the wrong time. It's actually an hour behind. That's crazy. I did not plan that. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I think this is definitely an hour behind. That is crazy. However, you're probably wondering, Trent, what's going on? What is it? What's the deal? What are you talking about? Oh, I'll be talking about time. I give this talk sometimes every now and then about time, and sometimes I talk to other people about time, and another time I might talk about how time is weird and how time is this and time is that, dot, dot, dot. You probably get it. There's a lot of repetition going on with this video thus far with the word time. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because time is something that we interact with all of the time, pun intended. And one of the strangest things is that, yes, what do I have on? This is a watch. What does it do? It tells time. I was told an important story, or I at least think it's important. One thing about people that wear watches, it shows that they care about time. It demonstrates that they care about time. They maybe use their time efficiently. They maybe use their time effectively. Maybe they schedule their time. Maybe they use time as much more of a tool rather than just, oh, let me see what time it is. So and so o'clock or PM, AM, right? So you probably get what I'm saying now. But the thing about time that I always say is that time is moving like a straight line. It never, really curves and twists and zigzags and does all these other directional movements, right? Time is something that is literally just constantly shooting in a straight line. All right. It doesn't really change. It doesn't really do anything but go forward. It doesn't go back. And so as you and I are talking, or specifically as I am talking, as you're watching this video, time is currently progressing. It's moving, it's going forward. I can't go back the seconds that I just talked about time progressing and time moving forward, even though I remembered that I just said that. It's kind of crazy, or crazy, excuse me. It's kind of weird, kind of creepy. I combined the word crazy and creepy. It was kind of weird. But you get what I'm saying, right? After all the things that I've just said, time is currently progressing. So I can't physically go back a couple seconds to understand what I can't go back in time, right? And, time is something that's always fascinated us. Even last year, the movie Tenet was something that I watched, right? And it was all about, reversing time, going back in time, dot, dot, dot. And it just goes to show you how much we actually think about time. We even take the time to make videos, to make movies. I'm making a video right now. We take the time to make things about time, right? But the oddest thing to me now is I just don't feel like time is time anymore. You know, that's the one thing that I've noticed through this transitional period from 2022 to 2023. You know, I don't know if anyone else felt that way. You know, it just feels like, you know, it, sure, it's another day. You know, I didn't really feel like, oh, it's a new year, right? It's kind of difficult to describe. It's definitely difficult to describe. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just like time has been moving so progressively quick. Like it's not like time is taking time anymore. It's just like pew, pew, pew. It's no stopping. And we do the same routine sometimes, depending on who you are. You wake up, go to work, eat, go back to sleep. You wake up, go to work, take a shower, go back to sleep. Da, da, da. You do the same thing over and over again, right? But it seems like a while ago or many years ago, it seemed like our days were shorter or longer, excuse me. It seemed like our days were longer. It seemed like we could really take our time with hours and minutes. Now it's like, dude, it's just constantly flowing. You don't even get the chance to sit down and really settle and relax. It's just like pew, and, and you kind of sit there. And you're just like, dude, there's no way that an hour just went by. You're scrolling on your phone, for example, on TikTok, or you're on Instagram or Facebook, social media, website in general, or app, right? And you're sitting there the whole time, and you just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. Hour goes by quick. Next thing you know, 2 hours goes by quick. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and your whole day's gone. And it's just, I think it's such an interesting phenomenon. Another thing that I thought about when I was at work, when I was thinking about this video, I was thinking about how we always have this New Year's celebration, right? we stay up till 12 o'clock. Other people over the world, and they stay up and then they do the fireworks celebration, right? Drop the ball, or I'm in Nashville, so we drop the guitar music note actually. Yeah, we dropped the music note, stuff like that. But what hit me this year at work, because I had to work New Year's Eve, and this is like I think my second or third time in a row working New Year's Eve, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what, man? Don't get me wrong. I'm not even trying to be insensitive. I'm not trying to be rude. I don't mean to offend anyone when I say this, but it hit me at work, man. Because I had an interaction, and I can maybe talk about this in another video, but interaction that just didn't leave a good taste in my mouth with a customer. And she was just rude towards me for no reason. And to make a long story short, she had essentially created a new line and tried to skip other people that were already in line. I was like, man, like I'm gonna take care of her first. I can get you next, even though I really shouldn't because you're still skipping the line. I can get her next, right? And I'll get you. And she curses and does this and that, and I'm sitting there like, man, like I'm trying to do things in order. Okay, you understand? Like I'm just doing things in order. And I'll get you next. And it's odd because you think about it, this is New Year's Eve. You would think that we're all trying to really consider time is changing, or it's not really changing, but the way that we put time in a construct is changing. We're thinking about the new year. You would think that, hey, it's a new year. Like this is a holiday, right? We're trying to be joyous. We're trying to be happy. Right? We're all trying to be in a good mood. But that didn't happen. And so after that, and even earlier days before that, it hit me. I thought about it, it's like, man, I think one of the roughest things that I've realized is that no matter what, right? No matter what, if it's a New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or whatever celebration it might be, one of the toughest realities is that, like, dude, things are going to happen. People are going to live, people are going to die. People lived on New Year's. New Year's Day, people were still living. Some people died on New Year's Day. Some people passed away. Some people were killed. Some people were murdered. Some people are happily living. Some people are happily married. Some people are not. Some people are in tragic situations. Not everybody was happy on New Year's Day, right? And that's when reality really sinks in that, dude, like, time just doesn't feel like time anymore. We're all living, but we're also all dying. We're dying to live and we're living to die every single day. Every single day we live, the closer we are to death. And doing that, thinking these thoughts, y'all, it made me sit back and think, like, dude, we really have to be conscious of how we're using our time. Like, that's the best way to put it, to make a long story short. Because we always talk about time and using our time and making sure that we're, making sure that we're not procrastinating and this and that. But it's like, dude, if you really are about to do something about it, and that's something I've been working on for a while, my time management, I'm trying to work on that for real. And the reason why, like I said, I let that settle in is just because, like, you all look, time is not time anymore. I'm just gonna say it. The way that things are moving so fast, like, dude, before you know it, January's gonna be over. Like, I think about myself, like, before I know it, I'm gonna be out of college. I'm a sophomore. This is my spring semester, but next you know it, a couple more years, I'm going. You know, that's why I tell you all, time is it is, as we say, time is of the essence. That's why I say time is not time anymore. Things are gonna happen. And like I said, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. I don't mean to put things in a somber way. I don't mean to have any malice or nothing. It's just me being honest and me being realistic and honestly being human. I'll even admit this. This is about to sound crazy, but I was watching these videos yesterday on, like, the science of body decaying and the process of a body decaying, excuse me, the process of how our bodies go from this lively thing, right? We go from this flesh and this blood, these veins, this, the fat on us, the skin, ligaments, bones. We're all walking around, right? And I saw another comment. I saw multiple comments. I've seen so many comments like this. We're these, pounds of flesh, bags of flesh, right? And then we all go back to bones. And what does this all consider? It all considers time. crazy, man. Time is literally part of everything that we do. The timing of how we say things, when we do things, where we do everything involves time. That's why I say time is it is literally of the essence, you know. And I even like to say what I like to say is that at the end of the day, we're just physical capsules. That's all we are. That's all we are, excuse me. We're physical capsules, you know, carrying souls, man. Filled with souls, however you want to put it. And it's just like, man, I'm telling y'all, man. That's why I tell you all just, hey, it's definitely time. It's time for a new year. It's time for a new month. It's time for a lot of things. We do what? We do these New Year's resolutions. I even thought about this. Like, man, we make these New Year's resolutions, we break them the same day, you know? And really, it's like at this point, why even make New Year's resolutions? Just think about time and don't even think about time. Just if you need to improve something, just be like, let me not even pay attention to time. Let me just go at it. Let me just do what I got to do and see how well I go. You know, and that's another thing that I even think about myself. Like, let me not count the days off. Let me not track the time too much on how I'm doing. Let me just live the lifestyle I need to live. You know, and I recommend you all sometimes have that mindset as well. Don't even think about the time. Just do what you got to do. So, all in all, what I'm saying is, look, time is important. Time is essential to understand, but also time is a tool. I said the same thing about money years ago. Money is a structure. Money is a tool that we are all using. And it's the same thing with time. You have to use time as a tool, but also don't become obsessive. Don't let it take over you. Don't let it control you too much. And that's definitely another video. Because as we like to say, too much in one thing can it can be a lot of pain. It can be not helpful anymore. It can be terrible for you. And obsession, in this sense, is really the better word to describe overusing time or being too timely structured. That obsession can be negative. It can be definitely negative towards your health and towards your well-being. But all in all, y'all, I do want to say it is a new year. It's a new time period, but it's also still the same time period. So all I'm saying is, look, time is definitely not time anymore. It just, time is not the same, you know, best way to put it. But in that, what I recommend is use this time to really better use time. Have a better focus towards time, actually understand time, get to know how time plays a role in your life. Actually work on that. But Trenton Moore back here again, and I think my time's up with this video. And I'll see you all later. Peace.